Are you accountable? Hi everybody, Larry Frelly here. Listen, I'm a Glover U coach. I'm also a real estate broker in 3 states, Texas, South Carolina, and North Carolina. And today I want to talk with you a little bit about accountability. Accountability is an interesting word because we all say that we want it until sometimes that we actually get it. And we have actually somebody who is holding us accountable. One of the ways when I look at coaching clients, and I generally will go back and read kind of the, what it is they're looking for, and accountability is almost always there, right? I'll go back a little bit in my history. I had some amazing coaches, along the way. One of my coaches, her name is Michelle Anderson. She was probably one of the first real estate coaches that I had. And at that time, I was building a coaching program inside the brokerage that I was a part of. And I'll never forget, Michelle says to me, she says, hey, Larry, so how many do you have in your program right now? And I said this, and she said, okay, how many do you want by this date? And I said, well, I threw out a number, right? I threw out a number. And she said, okay, now what happens if you're not at that number by that date? And I went, wow, that's a little different, right? I wasn't quite ready for that one. And I thought, wow, I got to put something in place that, number one, makes me go and add people to my program, right? That was very important. So at that time, I'll say this, money's always important, but money wasn't really the thing that was motivating me. What was motivating me at that point was my coaching appointments with Michelle. So I said, okay, so if I don't hit this by this, she said to me, then you and I will just not have a coaching appointment. Now that hurt, right? That was pure accountability. So needless to say, guess what happened? Yep, I hit the numbers because I did not want to miss my time with her, right? Very important. Another great coach, Chris Lindquist. Chris Lindquist helped me at a time, and I was in an office where, man, we had some struggles going on, more with the structure inside of the brokerage. And there was different things that he had to kind of hold me accountable for. And one of the biggest things was, adding more people to the organization because, Kathy Schweitzer says it best, recruiting solves all. And it's very true inside of a brokerage. There's a lot of distractions. Or a previous one I had of these that I recorded talked about drama in a brokerage. And there's things that you can control as the leader and things that you can't. The one thing that you can control is your activities, right? Accountability, activities, and also, in that case, it was recruiting, adding people to the organization. So Chris would listen to me for a minute, talking about this and this, and this is who, and this is who, and he'd say, okay, all right, now, what are your numbers? How many have you recruited? How many have you brought in, right? It was just pure accountability for that, right? That's where accountability is so important. I've had some of my coaching clients, they go, I need to do this by this. I'm like, great, okay, good. Now, what happens if you don't do this to get this? And they think the same thing. And I'll sometimes say, what is it that you don't really like? If it's not money, what is it that's driving you? Well, I don't like so-and-so. And let's just we'll use a political environment we're in. I don't like so-and-so, or I don't like the other so-and-so, right? Right? So, maybe accountability is, guess what? You get to actually write a check to their re-election committee, if you don't do this, this, and this, right? It's very important. It is accountability. And so make sure that your coach is holding you to the accountability that you want. By the way, I'll always ask the question, and you've heard many ask the question before, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being highly accountable, what's that number, right? If I've got somebody that's going to go, I'm a 5, I'm a 6, there's going to be a little, there'll always be the accountability, but the results of it, if something doesn't happen, may be certainly different. So hopefully that helps you a little bit on accountability. Just know it doesn't matter who we are. Michael Jordan, accountability, right? Tiger Woods, accountability, right? Those are all very, very accountable. Leaders of organizations, guess what? They may not be bad people, but if they're leading an organization and they're not hitting certain metrics, right? They're going to be replaced, right? It's accountability. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'll have a lot more of these videos coming up again soon. Take care. Have a great day.